All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to completely demystify some of the most profound, complex, and honestly fascinating Kabbalistic concepts ever recorded in these ancient texts. We're talking about the deep stuff here: cosmic exile, the hidden mechanics of soul repair, and the true architecture of our universe. We're going to look at the exact mechanics of how your daily actions literally ripple through higher dimensions. Let's just jump right in.
So you've probably asked yourself this ultimate question, right? Why do good souls suffer? And why does the world so often feel like it's just in a state of fractured exile? Well, to really understand this, we have to stop looking at human history as just a sequence of random, chaotic events. We have to start looking at it as a deeply interconnected cosmic system. The esoteric texts we're diving into today, they frame this not as some abstract philosophical mystery, but as a hard, mechanical reality of the universe. Here's our roadmap for making sense of all this. First, we'll cover cosmic exile and visible love. Second, we'll look at reincarnation case studies. Third, weaving spiritual garments. And finally, human action and tikkun. Okay, part 1, cosmic exile and visible love. You know, we usually think of exile as just a physical displacement, being kicked out of a geographical location. But the Kabbalists viewed it as a massive spiritual breach. And surprisingly, this cosmic descent, it can be triggered by something as simple and seemingly harmless as human favoritism. To get this, we absolutely have to understand the Shekhinah, the divine presence. The Zohar teaches this incredibly powerful concept that God actually promised to go down to Egypt with Jacob. Anoki arid imka mitzraya. That is not a metaphor. The texts reveal that the divine presence actively descends and suffers right alongside humanity in the darkness of physical exile. When we are in exile, the Shekhinah is in exile. We are completely, inextricably linked. Let's view this ancient dynamic from the Zohar, specifically Parshat Vayeshev, through a very modern lens. I want you to picture the scene in vivid 4K heritage style. You have the dust of Jacob's tent swirling in the air. Joseph is standing there, and his kedonet pasim, that famous coat of many colors, is just shimmering, catching the light. Meanwhile, his 11 brothers are watching from the shadows in absolute heavy silence. The love in that room is palpable, but the exile is already forming right there in those shadows. We literally have 12 brothers, but only one favored son. Think of this hidden energy using a tech analogy. Jacob's visible favoritism acted exactly like an exposed admin privilege on a network. By making his love so intensely visible, he inadvertently triggered a massive, system-wide breach. That shimmering coat directly led to Joseph's separation, which caused Jacob's separation, which caused Israel's physical exile, and ultimately, it dragged the Shekhinah all the way down into the darkness of Egypt. Let's deep dive into the exhaustive mechanics of the Sephirot here because it's brilliant. Jacob embodies Tiferet, which should be balance, but here he leans entirely into the white, expansive love of Chesed. The problem? Love needs concealment. Excessive, revealed love, pushed out into the open through the Sephirah of Had, or visibility, is incredibly dangerous. It throws the whole system out of whack. By exposing that pure white love so visibly, Jacob provoked the opposite side of the cosmic scale, the fiery, red energy of strict judgment and intense envy, known as Gura. This visibility literally short-circuited the system. It provoked the red jealousy of the brothers, forcing Malchut, the Shekhinah, into a profound descent, while Joseph, representing Yesod, the foundation, ended up bearing the absolute brunt of that alienation.
Moving right along to part 2, reincarnation case studies.
Enter the concept of Gilgul, or reincarnation. You can really think of this as the universe's ultimate repair manual for a fragmented cosmos. I love explaining this in a multi-generational way. For kids, this is literally the ultimate video game mechanic. You respawn into the physical world with a highly specific quest that you failed the last time around, and you retain the hidden stats of your past lives. But for adults, this is purely cosmic engineering. Energy cannot be destroyed. It absolutely must be recycled, recalibrated, and rectified until the spiritual balance is completely and permanently restored. And this perfectly brings us to these wild cosmic case files taken directly from the text Sefer Gilgulei Neshamat. It shows us exactly why specific souls returned and what they had to fix. Take the biblical King Ahab. Actually, look at the literal letters of his soul's name: Aleph, Chet, Bet. Those specific letters had to be painstakingly repaired through the later Geonim, like Rabbi Achia. Or look at Eldad and Medad. Remember them? They prophesied in the desert camp without proper authorization. Well, they returned as 2 mute scholars in the time of Rabbi Judah the Prince. Think about that. They literally had to be mute in that lifetime to heal their past unpermitted speech. It is a perfectly balanced, deeply logical system of cause and effect. The texts reveal that as a soul reincarnates and ascends back toward the divine, it has to ultimately achieve 4 distinct levels of love. There are no shortcuts here. The universe simply will not let a soul permanently rest until these 4 profound dimensions of connection are fully realized. So, as your soul cycles through these lifetimes, doing the hard work of learning these 4 levels of love, how does it protect itself? How does it survive the overwhelming raw light of those higher dimensions? Which brings us to part 3, weaving spiritual garments. Here is the crucial, absolute bottom line. A soul cannot just float around naked in the afterlife. It literally needs spiritual clothes, which the Kabbalists call levushin, or garments. Without a screen or a protective garment, the sheer, unadulterated intensity of the divine light would completely obliterate the soul. It's like, well, just as you absolutely need a highly engineered spacesuit to survive the vacuum of space, your soul needs a custom-fitted spiritual suit to exist in eternity. But where do you get these garments? You don't buy them. You have to weave them yourself. It's a step-by-step cosmic engineering process where you are the loom. Your physical actions down here in this world act as the actual machinery, weaving your spiritual wardrobe up there. When you perform a positive physical action, a mitzvah like wearing tzitzit, or even just speaking a genuinely kind word to someone, you are generating very specific spiritual light in the upper realms. That light condenses and literally weaves the threads of the protective garment your soul is going to wear in the afterlife. There's this incredibly beautiful quote from the Pri Etz Chaim, the fruit of the tree of life. It says, "Every morning she renews them, and whoever has no garment, they give him a garment anew. New every morning is your faithfulness." I love this because it shows the profound mercy built into the system. Even if your spiritual garments are frayed by the mistakes you've made, the divine system mercifully grants us fresh energy every single day. Literally, every morning you wake up is an open invitation to step right back up to the cosmic loom and try again. Finally, part 4, human action and tikkun. All of this cosmic mechanics leads us to the ultimate goal, tikkun. Tikkun is the active repair and the sweetening of the universe, and the source texts are explicitly clear about this fact. The universe is not going to just fix itself on autopilot. It absolutely requires our active participation. We have to unify our positive and negative impulses. We have to take the raw, sometimes incredibly chaotic energy of our daily physical lives and intentionally direct it toward harmony. To pull off this tikkun, we have to balance 2 massive, vital energies. On one side, we have ahava, love. This is the right side sephira of chesed, and it draws us upward toward the divine through joy and connection. But on the other side, we have yira, fear or awe. This is the left side sephira of gvora, and it creates the necessary boundaries. Remember our deep dive into Jacob and Joseph? Just like Jacob's expansive white love lacked the boundary of awe and inadvertently caused a cosmic exile, we too must balance our love with strict boundaries. If we don't, we risk causing those exact same cosmic short circuits in our own lives. The texts remind us constantly of the incredible, almost terrifying power that we actually wield. Any sin committed below causes a corresponding flaw above. That perfectly highlights the holographic nature of this universe we live in. As above, so below. Your actions are never just local, isolated events. They literally direct the flow of spiritual energy across vast dimensions. The Creator specifically embedded this admin-level power within us so that we could be true, active partners in creation. So at the end of the day, why does all this esoteric Kabbalah matter to you right now? It matters because you are the cosmic engineer of your own soul. You hold the admin keys. Your daily actions, the way you carefully balance love and awe, the way you treat the people around you, these aren't just nice moral ideas. They are the literal mechanical gears that actively bring the Shekhinah, the divine presence, out of exile. You are quite literally repairing your own dimensions. I want to leave you with this final thought. If your physical actions today literally weave the garments your soul will wear in eternity, what are you choosing to weave right now? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.